If you're a real estate investor and you've ever wondered how to get $50,000 to $150,000 in funding without ever showing a tax return, I'm going to show you just that in this video. I'm going to break it down step by step. Grab a pen. Years ago, if someone told me that I could access that much capital without ever having to produce a tax return, I wouldn't believe it. But now the access that I have with the information and tools that we use, it makes it really easy so that we can go ahead and grab fast capital to make sure that we're able to flip the maximum amount of deals, and we do it fast. It's a must that investors have no doc funding options. And it's because the industry is so risky that a lot of times you're pulling funding from different sources just to piece up one deal. And this is not how banks work. Banks traditionally want to see that you have access to everything, making sure that everything's documented, all I's are dotted and all T's are crossed. And realistically, that's just not how it works all the time in real estate investing. So sometimes you have to get creative with the financing. But most of the time, you want to make sure that you have everything structured properly. Therefore, it gives you the perfect segue into your next deal without funding ever being an option for you. So types of funding that don't require any type of documentation are going to be fintech lenders. They're going to be business credit card stacking. They're going to be business lines of credit. And a lot of corporate cards are now not requiring any type of documentation for funding. The real requirements that matter once you get a deal funded are making sure that you have a personal credit score that's optimized, making sure that you have your business structured correctly, making sure that your business is bankable, meaning you have all documentation in line, and just making sure you've done your due diligence with who you're applying for. So let's jump to the board. Here's the actual funding formula. You're going to make sure that you have your personal credit optimized. What that means is a 680 credit score. This means that you don't have any derogatories. You want 2 cards reporting that are at least $2,500. And you also want to make sure that you have at least 3 to 5 years of credit history. The next thing you're going to have is your business credit build out. Your business credit build out is where you actually make sure that your business is structured correctly. So you have your LLC, your EIN, your business bank accounts, all of that is in line with what your business actually is. And then you have bank relationship capital. So once you have bank relationship capital, this is where you're making exchanges, you're making trades with this bank. You're going in, you're depositing, or you're making online withdrawals and online deposits. And then we start with the credit stacking. With the credit stacking method, this is where with your personal credit optimized, you're able to go in and apply for 0% interest funding. A lot of the 0% interest funding cards go up to around $50,000 to $60,000 on the first round. So $50,000 to $60,000 of 0% interest funding is going to allow you to attack the next deal. All of this positions you for pre-funding for your next deal. So you have the profits from the methods that you've used previously, and then you're not having to worry about capital anymore. And it's that simple. So you see that the basis of all of this is making sure that you have your personal credit optimized. So I'm going to go over those things again. A 680 or above credit score. Making sure that you don't have any derogatory marks on your credit report. This means that you don't have any late payments, collections, any type of judgments or anything against you. You have at least 2 cars that are valued at $2,500 or more. And then you make sure that you have at least 3 to 5 years of credit history. Usually your utilization for all these cards will need to be under 30%. Sometimes you're able to get funding with around 40%, but keep it around 30% just to be sure. On top of that, anything after that starts affecting your credit score negatively. So make sure you have those things and you are ready for your next deal. So if you're not sure how to piece all of that together, I want you to click the link below, book a call with my team. They're going to give you a custom funding strategy just for you so that you can make sure that the strategy aligns with your business and your next deal. So we look forward to seeing you at the bank.